Disclaimer for your YouTube description. Let's talk about this. Hi, my name is Martisz. I make daily video about business, legal, and intellectual property. What is intellectual property? Think about copyright, trademark, and other intellectual property. In this video, I want to talk about copyright disclaimer for your YouTube description. And the thing is, it's important to understand what copyright disclaimer is and how you can use it, and when it's useful and when it is not useful. So I want to explain this through a whiteboard. I'm going to show you what is possible and what isn't possible and what you need to consider when you try to use copyright disclaimer. So this is the whiteboard. What you need to understand is a disclaimer is different than a contract. A disclaimer is just a statement. You say, hey, I have copyright. That's a disclaimer. Only this time you put it on paper. Thing is, a contract, when you have a contract, someone offers you a contract, you sign it, the person sign it, you have an agreement. So A and B have an agreement. That's the difference. The thing is, when something goes wrong, A can take action against B because they have a solid ground for it. But with a statement, you don't have a solid ground. You don't have anything on it, unless something else will help you. Let me explain that. If you look at copyright, when you create something, you automatically have copyright on it. So for example, we talk in other video about ABC formula. A is the right itself, B is you if you're the copyright owner, and C is someone else try to use it without your permission. Thing is, when they use it without your permission, the law says you're not allowed to do it. You do not need a disclaimer to tell people about that they're not allowed to do it. They just need to know the law. If they use it without the permission, you can sue them. It's simple. So you do not need a disclaimer. So why do people use a disclaimer? They just use it to scare people off, to warn them about the risk. It's that simple. So when you look at it, when can you use the disclaimer? You can put the disclaimer in your description for YouTube to warn people that they are not allowed to use your content, but you can also put it in your video. It can be at the end or at the beginning, doesn't matter. But if you put it there, you can warn people. It depends what your goal is when you want people. But just remember, you do not need a disclaimer to practice your copyright. Let's say, make sure people don't use your content. This is situation number one. This is if you have copyright on the thing that you create. But most of the time when you create something, you have copyright on it. But when I talk about situation one, I'll talk about this situation. But you also have another situation, situation number two, when you create content, and in the content you have copyright things of other people. For example, you do a review, you comment on something, a review video of a React video, you can use that. But the problem is that you need to make sure that it meets the requirement of fair use, and you can put a disclaimer underneath your video in situation number two. As long as you meet the requirement of fair use, I will make another video about that, what is fair use and what are the requirements, you're good to go. You can put a disclaimer underneath your video that say, I'm using this, I'm using your content just to review or comment on it. So I'm going to give you two examples. One is for situation number one and the other one is for situation number two. So these are the examples. Situation number one, when you create your content and you don't want other people to use it, just use this disclaimer underneath your video or in your video. Copyright, ads, put your name and year. Any reproduction or illegal distribution of the content in any form will result in immediate action against the person concerned. Well, simple, put it in the video, on the description, doesn't matter. Second one is for situation number two, when you use someone else's content, for example, for criticism, comment, news, reporting. You can put it, you're not obligated, but you can put it, all the video, songs, image, and graphic used in the video belong to the respective owners, and I or this channel does not claim any rights over them. Well, then you say, copyright disclaimer on the section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So you see, you can use that when you use someone else's content, but make sure you meet the requirement of fair use. In another video, I will talk more about that, but in this video, I just wanted to show you how you can use it. Remember, you can use this in your description, you can use it in your video, it doesn't matter, as long as you make sure that you use one for situation number 1 and the other one for situation number 2. If you have a question about this, feel free to let me know, and I will see you in the next video.